Hey guys, Pro1701 here, and today we're going to be doing part one of my series ranking the Star Trek films. We'll be looking at all 13 of the Star Trek movies from the Prime timeline and the Abrams timeline. And of course, here's my Enterprise D. This is the one that converts into the All Good Things Enterprise D. It's pretty nice little toy to have. So I like it, even though I'm not really a big fan of the Enterprise D in general. Starting off at the very bottom of the list, it's almost a tie. Matter of fact, the bottom two I don't really care for, but for different reasons. In 13th place is Beyond. To be fair to this movie, I've only seen it once. I watched it in theaters right when it came out. And I don't hate it. It's just, I find it uninteresting, and I think it does a lot of non-Trek things. Idris Elba is great as the villain. I like him in this. He's one of the high points of the movie. I think Chris Pine is good as Kirk in this. I've never really liked Zachary Quinto's Spock a lot, except maybe in the first film. I kind of liked him in it. Of course, I love... his name went right out of my head. The guy who plays McCoy in it. I don't know why my mind just went blank, but I like him as McCoy. He's a really good McCoy. But just, I don't know, the blowing up of the Enterprise... It has no emotional weight to it at all to me. Plus, the trailers are smooth giving it away. That's part of my problem with this movie is the trailer gave away a lot of this movie, to be honest. And I felt no connection to that version of the Enterprise. I never really liked that design a lot. So when it got destroyed, I was just kind of like, yeah, I knew that was coming. Them beating everything at the end with Beastie Boys music. It's just, I know they have a scientific reason for it. It's just an excuse to play some Beastie Boys music, which I love. Sabotage, it's a great song. But just in a Star Trek movie? The scene when he's on the motorbike with the holograms going around. I felt like I was watching a Fast and Furious movie, which I guess kind of makes sense considering the director. I need to give it another watch. To be fair to the movie, I need to go back and watch it again. But it just didn't really feel like a Star Trek movie to me. In 12th place is Star Trek Into Darkness. This one's different in the sense that I think the first half of the movie's really good. I actually really enjoyed the first half of the movie, but once it kind of devolves into a Wrath of Khan remake or parody or homage or whatever junk you want to call it, it sucks balls from there on out. Just bad. It's bad. Like, the first part is cool. I love... the opening scene, although I think it's kind of dumb with the Enterprise rising out of the water. That's pretty stupid. I like the assault that Pike gets fatally injured in. That's a cool little assault. I like the scene when Khan is just whooping ass on all the Klingons. That's pretty cool. Pretty much the first half of the movie I'm on board with. I like the fact that it has Peter Weller in it because I am an 80s child, so I am just programmed to love Peter Weller. He is awesome. So I love him in this, and he plays such a frick. I absolutely love how he plays the Admiral in this. We've got a very young Carol Marcus in it. That's nice to see it kind of connecting to the original series here. Alice does a good job with her. I do think the shot of her in her underwear is a little unnecessary. I think it's there just to have a shot of her in their underwear so they can use it in the trailer, which they do. Pretty much everything from when we find out it's Khan, which... wasn't much of a surprise. I mean, even if the trailer and the internet hadn't, well, not the trailer, but the internet hadn't figured it out, I would have when it was talking about the people in the pods and him really being protective of those torpedoes. I already knew in my head that's Khan. So I don't really care about most of that. I think Benedict Cumberbatch, for someone who's such a good actor, I don't know what he's doing here. Like, his face is just, my name is Khan. I will walk over your car. I call him Stretch. That's my nickname for Benedict Cumberbatch, just from this movie, Stretch. Because he's a good actor. He is a good actor. Just for some reason in this movie, I don't know what he's doing. He's like Gumby the way his face is moving, you know? So I call him Stretch. Yeah, his acting's not where it needs to be here. Love the little cameo from Leonard toward the end. That's beautiful. I like that they did that. The whole Kirk sacrificing himself in the thing and the saying, this is what you would have done, and then the Spock going, God, had me rolling my eyes in the theater. And I've watched this movie once since then. It still has me rolling my eyes. The fact that he doesn't even fix anything like Spock does in Wrath of Khan, he literally just kicks it back into place. I'm like, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. It becomes too much of a Wrath of Khan homage. And then the magic blood stuff. Yeah, we can use the magic blood to bring him back to life. Huh? That's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Stupid. I do love the fact it has the guy who plays Mickey in Doctor Who in it. I forget his name, but I do like the fact he's in it. So he has a little part at the beginning of the movie. That's pretty cool. Other than that, the movie sucks. Moving into 11th place, just to make sure I'm on the right page here. Yeah, 11th place is Nemesis, the movie that killed the franchise for a while. Nemesis is like a 15-minute good movie crammed into an hour and a half. I love the beginning scene at the wedding. There's a lot of humor going on there. It's nice to see Wesley. It's nice to see Guinan and her little line about marriage. You know, I stopped after 22. I like that little scene. It's funny. It's humorous. And then I like the battle at the end, because that battle scene is pretty badass. I'll admit it. When you actually like the special effects on the ships, the whole fighting, you know, the ship firing the laser in random directions to try to target it, you know, having to ram it at the end, that is really, really good. I think one of the best battle scenes in all of the Trek movies. Really well realized. The rest of the movie pretty much sucks. I don't like how they do the clone of Picard, because it also shows a picture of Picard when he's young with no hair, and we've seen Picard in flashbacks. That's not what he looks like. Data's death doesn't hold a lot of emotional weight to it. It's all right. It doesn't completely fall flat to me. I still feel a little from it, but it's nothing like, say, Spock's death. It's more like Kirk's death, where I kind of feel some emotion to it, but not as much as I should for that character. It's how it is with Data. I feel an emotional attachment to it, but not as much as I should for that character. He doesn't even really get a lot of last beautiful lines or anything. The scene where Troy is getting like mentally raped again is unnecessary. I don't know why that's there. It doesn't need to be there. It's there just for the sake of being there. The dune buggy scene, Jesus, God in heaven. It's like they want to say old people can be cool too, which I'm not saying they can't, but that's not the way to prove it. Adding another Data android seems unnecessary. Don't really care for that. I guess they put it in there just as a way, if they wanted to bring Data back later, they'd have an out, kind of like bringing Spock back. They wanted an out, so I get it. But it's uninteresting. Like I said, aside from the very beginning and the last battle scene, nothing interesting happens, in my opinion. And then that brings us to number 10, which will be the last one we'll be covering today, which is The Final Frontier. It suffers the same problem. It's the original series version of Nemesis in the fact it's a 15-minute good movie crammed into an hour and a half. This movie is dumb. One, the Spock having a brother thing seems weird and out of place. Even Kirk points that out. You never mentioned that. I don't have a brother. I have a half-brother. What? Huh? I mean, that doesn't make a lot of sense. It makes about as much sense as Spock having a sister. And then the whole mind manipulation thing is weird. I don't get it. Is he hypnotizing them? Is he brainwashing them? I still don't quite get what's happening here. All I know is he's turning all of Kirk's crew against him. And it seems weird. It almost makes it seem like they're weak-willed. And I just think that's dumb. I love the scene at the beginning where they're talking in the fireplace. Not the fireplace, the campfire. That's beautiful. Love the scene at the end with the campfire. Especially when Spock's telling him, "Oh, that's not possible, Captain. You were never alone." That's beautiful. And them doing the row, row, row your boat. I actually enjoy that. I like when they're having to manually land the shuttlecraft in the ship and the engines get sheared off. That's pretty cool. Love the jailbreak scene. I think it's really funny. I think it shows the camaraderie between all three of them and the camaraderie with Scotty really well. So I love that. It has a nice emotional resonance with me. This part where Scotty accidentally knocks himself out, on one hand, I do find that kind of funny. On the other hand, it doesn't seem very Scotty-like because he does know the ship like the back of his hand. Maybe you could argue since it's a new Enterprise, it's slightly different and he's still learning it. So part of me likes that. As a kid, I loved it, but part of me likes that and part of me doesn't like that. It has David Warner in it, which I like because I do like David Warner a lot. the whole meeting God thing is really stupid. I know it's not really God, but it's still stupid. I do like the scene when they're about to go through the galactic barrier, and they've been arguing the whole time that we'll never make it, and then he sees that little plaque that says that where no man has gone before. You know, I love that moment, you know, kind of reminding you what Star Trek is about, going where no man has gone before. So that was a nice little touch. And the bit where Spock rescues them and they're carrying too much weight and they start to go down, that's a cool little scene. So it has some really nice moments in it, in a very uninteresting and dull movie. I like the fact that the Klingon has to apologize to Kirk. That's funny. But yeah, the whole mind control thing and meeting God thing, which are kind of two of the main plot points, are so stupid. So that is the bottom 4 movies on my list. We'll be back soon with part 2, where we'll continue on with this. What do you think of these 4 movies? What do you think of the list so far? Comment down below. Let me know. I always enjoy getting feedback from you guys and knowing what you think. Other things to do, click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the bell for notifications. I have started a Patreon page if you're interested in supporting me on that and helping me steer the direction of my channel. But most importantly, stay safe out there, and thank you for watching.